to keep him prisoner. Although the movie is well over a decade old, I still think about my own life in the Matrix and how I can help others break free from it. Most of us are trapped in it without our knowledge. We've all been programmed to follow a specific set of rules that govern how we exist. For the past 80 years plus, they've gone something like this. Get a job for the most money you can, buy the biggest house you can, the nicest car, the biggest television, and work your butt off for 40 years until you retire at 65 to fully enjoy a good life. This is the wool that has been pulled over our eyes to keep us complacent and subdued. We are taught and told by everybody around us that this is just the way things are, and we're supposed to follow along and not cause any trouble. I'm here to tell you we need to break that. I've been all through that, and it's not true. You need to understand yourself. Who are you specifically? Play to your strengths and passions and build up your strengths. Next time you make a decision, ask yourself if it's really yours. When you let other people determine your value, you give up too much of yourself and risk letting your blessings go to waste. Don't waste your opportunity to help shape the world in your eyes. We all have the potential to do wonders. It's just that a lot of us make up excuses and state the risks involved. There are risks either way, the risks of getting started and the risk of losing the potential to do something great. Which one are you going to choose? I have learnt that failure doesn't kill you, and that the earlier you do it, the easier it is to recover. You've probably heard of the expression, failure is not an option. Oh, really? Well, here's the reality check. Failure had better be an option, because whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. If you go through life with the philosophy that failure is not an option, then you'll never have any good opportunities to learn. The formula for success is quite simple. Double your rate of failure. These days, we aren't often taught that the key to success is to double our rate of failure. Not long ago, I realized something as I stood in front of the mirror. Even if I squinted hard, even if the light was just right, even if I was wearing makeup and a flattering outfit, no one was ever going to mistake me for a sweet young thing anymore. I saw the lines around my eyes didn't disappear when I stopped smiling. As I stood there contemplating the changes that had somehow snuck up on me, at first I felt a twinge of sorrow for my lost youth. Where did it go? Where did I go? And then I began to appreciate my imperfections, particularly now after time's winged chariot has pulled into the driveway. I believe that we need to be respectful of age, both in things and in ourselves. We need to be content with what we have now, even though we're striving for more. Age has a mellowness and a comfortableness that I increasingly savour. I think of Jackie, 98 years young, who teaches me that growing older means growing deeper, wiser and more joyful. Or Rebecca, who proves that grey hair can be stylish and sexy, and who still attracts men like she was 25. I look at the celebrities who have obviously gone to the plastic surgeon's office one too many times. I'll take my lines, thank you, especially if the alternative means I have that permanent startled expression, a parody of true youth. I think a little wisdom is just what we need these days amid economic trials and our culture's never-ending emphasis of success. Too many people live in a perpetual state of dissatisfaction with what they have. They throw away good relationships in a vain attempt for a perfect one, or continually pine for what they don't have or what they once had and lost. I've seen friends deeply regret divorcing their spouses. We need to accept our own flaws as well. Say you're not a perfect mother, and your kids aren't perfect either. Congratulations, welcome to the human race. And all those people you think are perfect, they are struggling also. I know that my moments of joy will pass, but so will my pains and sorrows. I will try to live them, learn their lessons, and let them go. And in the meantime, a few laugh lines are proof that I've enjoyed the journey. So let's move forward to create a masterpiece. Let's consider some key areas we need to work on. Key area 1 is know yourself. Who are you? What makes you tick? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Why do you do what you do? What are your internal drivers that make you, you? Are they working for you or against you? Do you work for results or do you make excuses? What is important to you in all areas of your life? You need to question things like, does my life reflect my values? What do I want my life to be about? Am I putting my time and energy into the areas that are important to me? What areas of my life am I shortchanging? Am I giving too much power to negative influences? Am I unknowingly closing out people I care about? Am I cultivating and making room for the influences I want to come in my life? Remember, everything starts with a decision to make a choice. To choose to get out of your comfort zone and learn new skills, to risk failure and rejection. Key area number 2, be aware of your thinking. Thoughts are like magnets. They attract compatible thoughts and circumstances. Our thoughts and feelings and the visualizations we carry in our minds influence our life. By changing them, we change our life. This means we should be aware of our thoughts and how we feel about them, or else we may get things and create situations that we don't want. Our thoughts create our feelings. Our feelings create our bodily sensations. The power of our intentions guides our actions and attitudes and shapes our futures. Be aware of what you are thinking and saying to yourself all the time. You'll get what you focus on, so focus on what you want, not what you don't want. If you keep thinking what you are thinking, you'll keep doing what you are doing, and you'll keep getting what you are getting. Key area number 3. Live each day as a mini-life, or live each day as your last. Live each day like it's your last. You've heard this said many times before. However, have you ever given it any real thought? Using this strategy forces us to think about your priorities. It forces you to stop wasting your time and energy and focus on the most important things and people in your life. It helps you make better choices, to treasure your time and what is important to you, living your life to the full. This then impacts on those around you, and you make their lives even better. As mentioned earlier, I've had the honour and pleasure of nursing the dying. It has been the happiest nursing I have ever done. Those patients taught me to say the 4 most important sentences to loved ones every day. I love you. Thank you. Forgive me, and I forgive you. I was taught generosity, patience, acceptance, and love for myself and my fellow humans. I was reminded what is important in life. The dying wished they had the courage to be true to themselves rather than to the expectations of others. Often these people didn't live the lives they wanted due to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. They chose a safe route, lived with excuses, not results. However, each patient found their peace before they died, every one of them. When questioned about any regrets they had, or would they have done things differently, there were many themes that would arise. I wish I had the courage to live my life true to myself and not what's expected of me. I wish I hadn't worked so hard and spent more time with my loved ones. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. I wish I had kept in touch with my friends. I wish I allowed myself to be happier. In 2007, I was managing a hospice service and the Dalai Lama visited. He stressed that we should have no regrets, put meaning in what we do, and have a peaceful mind. Throughout your life, you'll face some sort of regret. The question is, though, would you rather regret doing something or not doing something? Personally, I would rather regret doing something than regret not doing something. I would rather beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. We all have something stored in our memory bank that we wish we could have done differently, or something we wish we hadn't done. As we get older, we learn and grow, but that doesn't mean we must regret what we did before we learned to do things differently. These decisions have helped us to grow into strong and knowledgeable people we are today. We need to get rid of negative thoughts, the could-haves, the might-haves, and should-haves, and start living a life that won't make us feel regretful. Key area 4. How do you want to be remembered? I want to be remembered as a generous person, generous with my time, my money, my counsel, and my friendship. Therefore, I live each day with this in mind. Focus on being the best person you can be. I once read a sign that said, "Don't be afraid of getting older. Be afraid of getting boring." There are many people in our lives that want to be part of us. We need to be a little selfish. After a lifetime of looking after others, it is time now to create your own big dream. We are not too old to rekindle that dream, to reshape your world. It doesn't matter what your age is. We have the right to feel useful, vibrant, and alive. Underneath, we are craving to create a vision for the next chapter in our lives. Now is the time to throw off the walls we have erected around ourselves. Now is the time for us to find true self and stick with it. Now is the time for us to empower the women in our families and the wider community. Now is the time to break out of our shell and bring forth strength and wisdom. Time is running out. This is it. It is never too late to do something great. Most of us settle for less. We get busy making a living rather than making a life. We allow fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs to run the show. Key area 5. Audit your current life. To get where you want to be, you need to know where you are now. Look how you spend your time. What are you doing instead of focusing on your goals? If you really want no regrets, you need to limit any activities that are not moving towards your goals, such as watching television. What are you doing right? Work when you're at your best, either that's morning or night. Get external help when you need it. Professional help can minimize time and effort when facing big goals that may seem daunting. Also, they hold you to account when you let things slide. Now is the only time to work towards your goal. Make most of this time. Now is the time to be happy, right this moment. Not when something you're hoping for happens. You have heard many times that life isn't a rehearsal. This is it right now. This is the exact moment to feel the way you want to feel, to do the things you want to be, and to be the person you have always dreamed of becoming right now. Key area 6. Belief. What are your beliefs? Belief is merely a perception of reality. What we choose to believe, therefore, determines our reality. Our attitude and behavior change to be congruent with our beliefs. However, most of us have a lot more self-limiting beliefs than constructive beliefs. This is the one big reason why we are stuck in our lives and feel as if we are victims of fate, unable to change our life. Your limiting beliefs are hiding out in the areas where you're producing your results you don't want. They have shaped everything you do. They have prevented you from seeking opportunities and have discouraged you from trying at all. There are many ways